could never teach. We've faced the taunts and the violence from Maggie's thugs in blue. We're fighting for our freedom, we've got nothing left to lose. They talk about statistics, about the price of coal. The cost is our communities dying on the dole. In fighting for our future, we found ways to organize. Where women's liberation failed to move, this strike has mobilized. We are women, we are strong, we are fighting for our lives side by side with the men who work the nation's mines. United by the struggle, united by the past, and it's here we go, we're the women of the working class, and it's here we go, we're the women of the working class.
Maybe I saw her before I knew her. Maybe we met, nearly. They were heady days, when the women were allowed out the kitchen to fight a strike us men were losing. Famous for 15 minutes and then, thanks love, but where's me dinner? But not all of them saw it that way.
Smith gives Rebel big chance. Lovely Lou, the siren to the left. Oh, some shit about smoking pot. God, they must be desperate. Oh, look, the rat pack's out in force.
Shit.
Here, shall we hold hands?
Don't be so soft.
And say now.
How does it feel to be the youngest front bencher in the house, Miss Larson?
Great. Gives me plenty of time to get things done.
You disobeyed the whips over the Gulf War. Is that all behind you now?
Well, that's up to Saddam Hussein.
Well, why is John Smith appointed as Shadow Minister for the family?
Because the vision for parents and children in Britain is amongst the worst in Europe. My job is to change that.
As a single childless woman, do you feel qualified for your career?
I ran a family support unit for 5 years.
Any plans to start a family of your own?
Is that a proposal or what? Through here.
You've made quite a stir.
Who was that knicker sniffer kid?
Riley, stringer for the news.
I know him.
I'll have him.
No blusher. Julian will ask you about a plot against the leadership.
What a surprise.
He'll throw names at you.
He'll ask you if you think Smith's doing a good job.
He's got a regiment of women lined.
Oh, he's such a wank. Ah, Julian.
2 minutes. You're late. This women's quota business.
You sound bored already.
Not exactly new.
You're a bit of a retread yourself.
60 seconds on air.
This tabloid story.
Hang on.
45 seconds.
Get this shit out.
It's a public meeting.
You said no press.
30 seconds.
It's him or me.
Seconds.
You're looking quite red in the face, Julian. All right, are we?
Good evening, and welcome to Going Places.
She looks good.
She's a slug.
Too dull. We don't have coal in the bath down here.
She's unreliable.
She's grown up, and she's performed very well in the house. Witty, articulate.
Yeah, she's bright enough. But she's not a team player. She's an opportunist.
Not one of us, you mean?
Now, I I have to ask you this, Lou. There's a rather sleazy account in today's press.
What do you expect from a Tory rag like that?
Embarrassing, nonetheless. How do you deal with it?
Well, I've been appointed to do a job that
It
doesn't...
alleges, does it not, this article, that while a student in the United States, you experimented with drugs and conducted a series of wild affairs. Is it true?
I've heard it alleged, Julian, that at public school you and a group of chums used to dress up in ladies' underwear that you stole from cook and matron. I don't believe it for a moment, but could you prove it wasn't true? Do you want to talk about it? Would it affect the way you do your job?
Point taken.
Now, can we talk about the plight of women in my devastated mining constituency? About equal rights, equal pay, child care, health care, and the standards of the press, why not?
Touche.
Bad old Labour shopping list.
We're not
She's a
shopping.
turn-off, John. The tone's all wrong. I don't know a union official with a good word to say for her.
Getting the economy right, bringing inflation down, and finding a means of investing in the manufacturing base are the basics.
Yes.
We're not aiming our party political at you and the brothers. It's the women's vote lost us the last election.
We were also bloody thrapped by young lads. I know they'll think, she's women's lib and a turn-off. She'll shit on us again.
A lot of women admired her stand over the gulp. That's why we need someone like Lou to front this broadcast.
And down the years, we've been indulging you men. We've given you your toys and your fantasies. We've let you form your clubs and run the country, and the country's in a mess.
And she was right. As usual. Oh, the wanderer returns. You see, I'd been the boring bastard who'd legged it to the States when the heat was on. Well, now I'm back. Phil Spencer, Barnsley's answer to Nye Bevan. Buoyed up by seeing George Bush well and truly stuffed and on for a fight again. One last push to save the party I love. And nothing's changed. Tories still in power. Labour still in pieces. And here you are, madam. Now the party's rising star, halfway up its greasy pole. Who'd have thought you'd end up clobbering the Tory front bench? In 1987, when we were fighting another lost Labour election, you were still brawling in the streets.
Bitch!
You're tearing this family apart. You're interfering bloody cow.
Get them out! Get them out!
All right, I'm done.
Sorry, he's had a drink. He's worse when he's drunk.
I'm done. Okay. All right. Come on, love. I can't live without the kids. I need the kids.
You just leave us alone!
I need the kids.
Stop it!
Okay, you win it. You can have it.
Oh, my God! You can be all right now.
On your bike, counsellor.
Fuck her off.
Lou and Mel were changing people's lives on the front line. But I saw an old water fight. A battleground for the lads. Another dead pit. Laid waste by Thatcher straight after the strike. These black deserts spawned unholy alliances of right-wing Labour councillors sneaking into bed with local developers. And me, Mel, old Arthur and my mate Kev, fighting a rearguard action against their bent deals. Ha! Scourge of the right, we thought we were.
Come the revolution!
And I don't mean the Tories either. You expected them to shit on you.
Where's they going?
I'm getting out.
Under a bloody mayor, outrank a member of parliament. Is there no sense of etiquette?
After you, Your Majesty.
What's his name?
Clayton, William Clayton, Managing Director.
Rotary Golf.
Bowles, you've known him a long time.
William! There's a turn up, eh?
Looks like a stick of rock.
It's got backhander written all the way through it.
Hell, fire. You get one free with the back of the gold flakes.
All right?
Sorry?
Sitting comfortable, are you?
Yes, I am.
Pick up a fag. Oh, I've left my fags. Oh, I've just been in a fight. Me? A fight? Because of you? Oh, I want to hit you.
You've got to go. Sorry.
Don't! This is Mrs. Moran. This is Rosie, and this is Bressida. And I'm Lou Larson from the Women's Centre. You know that building next door with a big sign? Mrs. Moran, moved by you from her temporary accommodation and ordered to go back to her former home.
Mr. Moran.
Mr. Moran.
I was informed that he was willing to take them back. In those circumstances, Mrs. Moran would be intentionally homeless. And in those circumstances, council policy
is to invite Mrs. Moran and the kids to run into the clenched fists and flying boots of Mr. Moran. A Labour council. A Labour bloody council.
I'm not having this.
Oh, but you are. We're here now. You've been sat in.
Mr. Mayor, honourable Member of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, comrades. As the leader of the Labour group on the council, let me make it perfectly clear that I make no apologies for backing this proposal. Thank you. This is an exciting visionary partnership between the public and private sector.
It's no good. I think you'll have to strip off.
We are creating on this former colliery site the best sports and leisure facilities in Europe. Now, phase 2 will incorporate a hotel, a conference centre, and the largest shopping mall in the entire county of Yorkshire. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We come now to the pool complex. Now, the pool will feature plumes, indoor pool and kiddies play areas, plus a competition pool built to international standards.
Come, we'll throw you in it to start.
And the multi-purpose sports hall will accommodate large-scale events such as
Concerts,
antique fairs,
Dog shows,
and dog shows.
give order.
Plus, ladies and gentlemen, the largest indoor bowling green in the world.
You're probably not aware of the history in this case. We even found Mrs. Moran a proper house, not a transit on one occasion. She always goes back to her husband.
I can't fill in forms.
Pardon?
Mrs. Moran has difficulty with forms. She can't deal with the social services. She's frightened the kids will be taken away from her.
I only get family allowance. You don't get that.
So she goes back when the kids are starving or she's penniless.
Temporary accommodation is what it says. We need it for another family. She's not the only housing problem I have. And in the light of Mr. Moran's offer to have his family back, we are bound by policy to regard Mrs. Moran as housed.
Look, I am the last person to speculate on the arcane delights of a monogamous relationship. Whatever they might once have been, she now wants out. He hit her too hard the last time and he started on the kids. You have leeway, according to your policy, to interpret her circumstances. We'll give her all the help and support we can at the Women's Centre. We'll make sure she isn't starved back.
One last chance.
Oh, yes! Oh, 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 every frog should get to be a prince sometime.
Good grub, Melanie?
Kev's being pure.
Who's paying for it? That's what I want to know.
We are, comrades, working class. Our pay as you earn subsidising old Chamber of Commerce mortgages and business expenses. I'm just taking it back into public ownership, mate.
School buildings we need, not bloody indoor bowls facilities.
Costs money we haven't got. There's going to be cuts.
I heard tell they're taking £50 million out over 3 years. There's a list of proposals.
Hey up, the mafia's here.
Grand, eh? Visionary.
Where's the money coming from, Norman?
It'll not cost a penny, lad. Money will be raised from capital receipts, land sales.
And what about this cuts package you've got planned?
Paper exercise won't be needed. Why have you lot got to be so negative all the time, eh?
You lot?
Think of the jobs we'll be creating, for Christ's sake.
Councillor Wheeler?
Yes?
Could I have a word?
Sure.
Every contract, a local firm. Every job, a local craftsman.
We need to see that list of cuts, Arthur.
We do.
I think it's bent.
I know it's bent.
I think you're right.
That's where it all started. Mill sussed it straight away. More cuts, and the women getting crapped on. Again.
You're winding me up.
No. Starve your funds and then they'll close you down.
I don't believe it. The painters are coming in next week. 4 years we've been waiting.
Mate, that bastard Wheeler.
What do we do next? Camp in the street?
No, we organise. We're starting a campaign against the project. Councillors' unions.
Don't they know what's happening out here? They might as well be bloody Tories. I sure.
Hey, look at the other savings. Playgroups, creches.
A few initiatives.
Both municipal laundries.
Get the women back into the home.
Which is bloody worked in for. I mean, what we're fighting this election for?
Oh, this is shit.
Look, I've got to go. I've got a meeting about this. Are you still on for tonight?
I bloody am.
You see, Lou and Mel had an agenda that was real, keeping a women's centre open. The lads relied on fantasies like Kinnock winning the '87 election and us killing this leisure centre stone dead. Jesus. Did we really have nothing better to do on a Friday night than argue the toss on a little local difficulty sat in the back room of the miners' welfare?
56 councillors. If we're going to block this development, we need...
29 votes.
Are we assuming that all 8 Tories are bound to vote for?
Yeah, they've all got shares.
How many have we got on Labour left?
I always count on 14.
Were you counting Jones in that?
Yeah, he hates Wheeler.
He hates you.
I've never done anything to him.
Yes, personally, just hates you.
21 miners.
21.
They'll do as they're told.
We need 15 minimum.
Think I can manage that?
Dave Denton said to warn you that some of the councillors have got relatives working for the subcontractors to the Scarthorpe business development.
Dave Dent.
Aye, an architect, secretaries, business consultants.
He's a Nalgo full-timer.
Not even a proper bloody union.
What?
Not even affiliated to the party, are they? Bloody Nalgo. Only appear when they're in trouble.
Bollocks, Kev. He's a good trades union man like you.
And him and his members should try getting involved when it's not just happening on their own back door. Where were they in strike? We were out on
Getting
picket
us
line.
up to 29 votes, this, is it, comrades? Bar is open. Celebrations have started. So can we decide who is going to persuade whom?
Field and district overate his nose flute on soul.
Chef, 3 pints, please.
What have Cecil Parkinson? What have Cecil Parkinson and an MFI wardrobe got in common? One loose screw and the whole cabinet falls to pieces. Hey, our honoured guest has arrived, folks. Nice round of applause.
Last sighted on some foreign junket, bollock naked, with an apple in his mouth, laid out on a bed of prunes.
What an unpleasantly sweaty from exhaustive campaigning.
Funny bugger.
First, we'll have a few words from the tall, thin one, who's going to introduce the short-arsed one. Stand up, George. Oh, yeah, standing up. Ladies and gentlemen, Norman Wheeler, your local council leader. Up you come, Norman.
Thanks, lad. Thank you, comrades. Now then, I have a cheque here from the local Labour group towards the General Election Fund. £70 to be presented to our Member of Parliament, George Douglas, comrades. George.
Out his dad.
George, on behalf of the Labour group, I hope you'll accept this with our very best wishes and every success.
Thank you, Norman. Thank you, comrades. You know, it's always good to come back here to these great social gatherings. This time, of course, it coincides with a general election.
Some buggers tipped him off.
Now, all elections are vital, but I can't remember one being more important than this. We've got a chance, if we all work together, to bring to an end 8 years of Tory misrule.
Yeah.
8 years of union bashing, of pig communities butchered by a Yankee grandfather, and don't think they aren't planning to finish us off. Well, 1987 is going to be the year we stop the Iron Lady in her tracks. You get my personal guarantee in that. Iron Lady shall be sent on her way. Because we're going to fight to save our pig communities. We're going to fight to save our health service. We're going to fight to save our education system and the right to a dignified and safe retirement. Thatcher snatched the kiddies' milk. Now she wants to steal security from the pensioners. But she won't get away with it this time. Thatcher, ditch the bitch. Ditch the pig.
Doesn't mince his words, does he?
He's all right. Leave him alone.
He's bloody useless.
Age don't wither him, does it? Another contribution. Somebody put him into reverse.
I'm here as a fully endorsed gender member of the bitch tendency. Women Against Pit Closures branch, for those of you in the room with short memories. I'm here to hand over our contribution to the election fund. I have a confession to make. I'm not actually a miner's wife. I was, despite that handicap, honoured by being admitted to that company of heroines who sustained the struggle during the 1984-85 strike. Their magnificent contribution will never be forgotten. I have some apologies. Jenny isn't able to be here because Bert is on nights, and she's waiting for him to get up so she can give him his tea. Sue is babysitting, but I'm glad to see that Joe made it. Aye, he's at the bar. Trish would have been here, but is delayed by totally unlooked for conjugal obligations. Well, after all, it is Friday night. And one more thing. Some fool at the council has come up with a crackpot idea of cutting the women's centre.
Shame!
Yeah. Apparently they're going to build a leisure complex, shopping mall and conference centre instead. Balmy, isn't it? We're going to defend that women's centre like we defended the pits. I'm signing you up, George. We're leaving a wee space specially for you right in the middle of the picket.
Sharlston's answer to Jermaine. Don't burn your brow. You really wanted some coat bringing in pot boilers.
Your tongue's hanging out, Councillor.
Who was that?
Lou Larson. We set her on at Women's Centre before it strike. Wendy must have mentioned her.
Can't remember.
Yeah, well, she don't come to meetings much. Can you blame her? Where is Wendy, by the way?
She couldn't get a babysitter.
Oh, man. Thank Christ I'm divorced.
I've just been reading about Thatcher. Thatcher's childhood. What a wonderful child she was. A beautiful little baby, you know, that woman. She was very. And the mummy and daddy were looking down at her.
Mine's a pint, Don.
Phil? No, I'm right, sir.
I wonder what she's going to be when she grows up. Who said a bastard, that's all.
I'm glad to better luck.
Good speech. I enjoyed it.
That puts you in the minority, comrade.
No, it needed saying. A lot of people have forgotten.
Not the time, nor the place. I've been informed.
Sense of humour, fatal in politics, weren't you warned?
I'm not in politics.
Because her hands keep grabbing.
Phil, we're going to sit down.
Yeah, I'll be right through.
And the grandma was there. And they're going to sit down. Don't be silly. When she grows up, she's going to be a politician. I can tell because every time she shits on her, she keeps smiling.
You're Councillor Spencer.
Phil, yeah.
One of those wankers who wants to close us down, eh?
Yeah, well, no. I'll be on the picket line, hiding behind George Douglas.
Bingo time. Tickets have been purchased and the table by the door. Prizes tonight, chickens. Dead, if we can catch them.
I'm going to be getting the old bingo machine ready for a while, so bear with me while I go get it. Can you bear?
I fancy a walk. Come and tell me your life history.
Need a pee.
I'll meet you outside. You're married, aren't you?
Yeah.
You always are. Kids?
2, boy and a girl. You?
What?
Married.
You're joking. Nobody would part with me. I'm too unreliable.
Got a bloke?
Relax, comrade. Here. You can drive.
Nigel Lawson's brain cell, number 1.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Dunno. I think I've got a meeting.
Election, Kevin.
Yeah. What you want?
I'm going out with loudspeakers. You can drive while I talk.
Sure.
Be at my house at 10.
Right.
You got a suit?
Aye.
Wear it.
House!
We're in house, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't cook.
What did you read?
Politics.
History, Essex.
Birmingham. Chicago on a Fulbright.
How old are you?
29. Are you hungry?
You can't cook.
Got some biscuits.
Sugar.
I'm totally disorganized on the domestic front. You're gonna have to get used to it.
I ate coffee. I can't drink it without...
Comrade, I'm happy to report your consciousness appears to have been raised.
Because I care very deeply about the British character